Welcome back to Horror R Us, where we dive deep into the darkness of horror, appreciating everything that makes this genre so terrifyingly good. Whether it's psychological nightmares, blood-soaked slashers, or the supernatural creeping into our reality, we're here to explore what makes horror tick and why we just can't look away. So grab your flashlight, lock the doors, and let's get started.
Now just give me a smile.
Juno, are you sure we're going the right way?
I've never been lost in my life.
Neil Marshall's The Descent, 2005, is a masterful horror film that blends psychological trauma with claustrophobic tension and relentless, primal terror. While its surface-level horror comes from the terrifying creatures lurking underground, its true brilliance lies in its layered storytelling, immersive cinematography, and deeply human themes of grief, betrayal, and survival. What sets The Descent apart is its ability to evoke fear not just from monsters, but from the environment itself and the psychological breakdown of its characters.
There's only one way out of this chamber, and that's down the pipe.
Okay. Okay, move! Now!
At the heart of the film is Sarah, a woman grieving the sudden loss of her husband and daughter in a tragic car accident. Beneath this tragedy lies a subtle but crucial layer of emotional tension. Her husband was likely having an affair with her best friend, Juno. This betrayal remains unspoken, but lingers throughout the film, shaping the fractured dynamics of the group. When Sarah joins her friends on a caving expedition meant to rekindle their bond, it quickly becomes clear that her descent into the cave is more than just physical. It is a psychological journey mirroring her grief. As the film progresses, Sarah's transformation becomes central to the story. She begins as vulnerable and emotionally shattered, but by the end, she has fully embraced her primal survival instincts, becoming something almost as monstrous as the creatures that hunt them. Marshall's use of claustrophobic cinematography and natural lighting makes the cave itself feel suffocating and inescapable. The film employs practical sets and light sources, headlamps, flares, and glow sticks, creating a sense of realism that makes the audience feel trapped alongside the characters. Before the crawlers even appear, the cave sequences are already terrifying. The scene where Sarah gets stuck in a narrow tunnel, struggling to breathe as the walls close in, is one of the most panic-inducing moments in horror. The use of sound, or often the lack of it, further amplifies the terror. The silence in the cave is oppressive, broken only by the characters' breathing, distant water drips, and unsettling echoes. This immersive atmosphere makes every movement feel tense, as if danger is lurking just outside the frame.
This is not good, guys.
That one! Hey! Holly! On this. Keep on her. Just fucking
When the crawlers finally emerge, the film takes a sharp turn from survival thriller to full-blown horror. What makes the creatures so terrifying is how eerily plausible they feel. Unlike typical movie monsters, these blind, pale humanoid beings have evolved specifically to survive in complete darkness, relying on echolocation to hunt. Their grotesque, almost human-like appearance makes them feel unsettlingly familiar, as if they represent a twisted reflection of what the group might become if trapped underground for too long. The infamous night vision sequence, where a crawler silently emerges behind one of the women, remains one of the most effective horror moments in modern cinema. However, The Descent doesn't rely solely on its creatures for terror. It is equally concerned with the breakdown of trust and friendship. Betrayal plays a key role in the group's destruction. Juno, whose arrogance and guilt drive much of the conflict, insists on leading the expedition into an uncharted cave without informing the others. When she accidentally kills Beth and tries to cover it up, It marks the moment when survival becomes just as much about human conflict as it does about escaping the crawlers. The film builds toward Sarah's ultimate revenge, when she deliberately wounds Juno and leaves her to die. This moment is as much about retribution for Juno's earlier betrayal as it is about ensuring her own survival. By the end, Sarah has transformed completely, covered in blood and screaming like a newborn, suggesting a metaphorical rebirth into something primal and ruthless. The ending of The Descent is one of the most haunting aspects of the film, particularly in its original UK version. In the American release, Sarah escapes, drives away, and has a brief hallucination of Juno, implying she is still haunted by her trauma. However, in the UK version, her escape is revealed to be an illusion. In reality, she is still trapped in the cave, staring at a hallucination of her daughter's birthday cake as the crawlers close in. This darker ending reinforces the film's central theme. There is no true escape from grief, trauma, or the horrors buried deep within. The cave itself becomes a metaphor for Sarah's mind, and by the end, she is completely consumed by it. Beyond its scares, The Descent is a film rich with symbolism. It explores the stages of grief, with Sarah's journey mirroring her psychological descent into loss and madness. The film also questions the nature of survival. By the time Sarah makes her final kill, is she still human, or has she become something else? This ambiguity elevates The Descent beyond traditional horror, making it an unsettling meditation on the monster within us all. In the end, The Descent is more than just a creature feature. It is a masterpiece of tension, psychological horror, and storytelling. Its ability to terrify audiences on multiple levels, from its claustrophobic setting to its emotional depth, makes it one of the most impactful horror films of the 21st century. Whether viewed as a simple survival horror or a deeper exploration of grief and transformation, The Descent lingers in the mind, a haunting reminder that sometimes the greatest horrors come from within.
Well, I saw someone! No, you heard something and you saw what you wanted to see. It's the dark. It plays tricks on people.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the channel and lets us keep bringing you more spooky content.